Good morning, students. Now let us continue with our 15th chapter, okay, in GK, which is inventions and discoveries. So, all scientists from different countries from the past to the present and will be in the future, they'll contribute more to the countries and the world, okay. What they contribute means they contribute different inventions, okay. They find out something different and they provide it to the world, so they are called as scientists. And now also we know mathematics and science is inseparable from our lives. Everything what we do, what we see, everything in this world are made up of mathematics and science. So they have made, that is, they have found out what was the real property, or what is actually happening. See, Galileo, Albert Einstein, the scientist who found out basic things about nature, okay. So let us see some scientists and their inventions or discoveries, okay. What do we call a doctor who studies and treats diseases of the nerves? He's called neurologist. Neurologist. Okay, he's called neurologist. Who discovered the neutron? Neutron was discovered by James Chadwick, okay. Who discovered hydrogen? Hydrogen was discovered by Henry Cavendish, okay. Who discovered the electron? J.J. Thomson. Who propounded the theory of evolution? Charles Darwin, okay. Who propounded the theory of relativity? Albert Einstein. Who discovered nitrogen? Daniel Rutherford. Who was the father of nuclear physics? It was Ernest Rutherford. Who invented X-rays? W.C. Roentgen. Okay, Roentgen. When iron rust, it reacts with the oxygen to form what? It forms, that is, iron plus oxide forms iron oxide. Okay. How many bones are there in the spinal cord? It is 24. What is the blood pressure of the normal man? It is 120, or that is, the highest should be 120 and the lowest should be 80. Not below than that or not more than that should be there. Okay. Blood pressure should be between 80 and 120 only. Then the person will be called as healthy. Okay. What do we use to measure a person's blood pressure? We use sphygmometers, okay. Sphygmomanometer, okay. What is the process of vapor changing into water called? It is called condensation. Which is the hottest planet in the solar system? It is Venus, okay. Which gas is used as fuel? LPG. Which is the largest gland in the human body? Means it is liver. Thomas Alva Edison was known as the wizard of which place? Menlo Park. Okay, Menlo Park. In what unit are computer mouse movements measured? Mickeys. Which is the largest organ of human body? Means it is skin. Okay. Now let us see some information about India. Okay. First, we say about national flag. So when we were in the freedom struggle, the first flag was designed in West Bengal, if I'm not wrong. And but the color was here red actually. But after that, after freedom, we changed this into saffron. Okay. The national flag of India consists of three horizontal bands of saffron, white and dark green, with Ashoka's wheel, which has 24 spokes in navy blue in the center of the white band. So this, they say this Ashoka chakra just explains the 24 hours a day, they say, okay. The emblem of in the center, that is the emblem of the flag, is an exact reproduction of the Dharma chakra on the top of Ashoka pillar at Sarnath. in the place called Sarnath, there is a pillar called Ashoka. Okay, Ashoka pillar, and on top of that pillar we have Dharma Chakra. So exact this Ashoka Chakra which we have in the middle of the flag is the exact model of Dharma Chakra above the Ashoka pillar. Okay, all the stripes are equal in breadth. Okay, the flag is rectangular in shape in the ratio of the height of its width 2 is to 3. If this is 2, then this will be 3. That is 2x and 3x when we call it in mathematics. Okay, then symbolic representation. According to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the saffron color represents the spirit of renunciation. White stands for truth and purity, and green signifies faith and fertility. The Ashoka Chakra is the wheel of the law of Dharma. It also denotes motion representing dynamism of peaceful change. So here they have given what the colors of the national flag represents. See what saffron represents mean its spirit of renunciation, that is spirit of unity we can call, and then white stands for truth and purity. So what is the purest color means, we'll say it is white, right? So here white in the flag, white stands for truth and purity, and this green stands for fertility. Fertility means wealth, or see it is somewhat related to farming. Okay, fertility means well-being we can say. Okay, faith and well-being. Then Ashoka Chakra is also known as the law of Dharma. Dharma means good deeds we can say. And also it also denotes motion, that is representing the dynamism of peaceful change. See when we see this, it somewhat similarly looks like a wheel, right? So this Ashoka Chakra is a wheel representing the peaceful change. Whatever change is happening, we should accept it like that. It conveys a message to us. Okay, then national emblem. What is a national emblem means, we'll have a symbol with four lions. Okay, that is four, not we'll just see three of them, but it has actually four. The fourth one will be at back. So when we actually draw something in 2D, okay, so you will only have, this is just 2D, right? When we see it in 3D figure, that is when we see the emblem re- in real life, then it will have four lines. One will be at the back. Okay, but in 2D shape, that is when we draw or when we see it in a picture, we'll just see three lines. Okay, the national emblem of the government of India is a reproduction of the capital of Ashoka's pillar at Sarnath. It shows three standing lions on a base which has the Dharma Chakra in the center, a bull on the right and the horse to the left. The word Satyameva Jayate, meaning truth alone triumphs. So this line you have seen in I think you have seen this in many places. Okay, wherever you see the emblem, there this line will be there, are inscribed in Devanagari at the bottom. Okay, always it will be like this, Satyameva Jayate. You can see this everywhere. Or so in Tamil Nadu we use this line, truth alone triumphs. Okay, that is in Tamil we say Vaimaye Vellum. Okay, then awards, Bharat Ratna. We have many awards in India, but the foremost and the highest award in India is Bharat Ratna. Okay, this is India's highest civilian award for excellence in any human endeavor. The Prime Minister himself sends the nominations for the Bharat Ratna to the President. Okay, then Arjuna Award. Arjuna Award is normally given to the sports persons. This is given to outstanding sport persons in various sporting disciplines every year. Okay, then Academy Puraskar. Academy means in the literature or related to studies we say. Academy Puraskar is given by Sangeet Natak Academy of India. It is officially known as Sangeet Natak Academy Award. It is the highest national recognition given to practicing artists. The award consists rupees 50,000, a shawl and a brass plaque. Then it is Nanapith. Okay, this is India's highest literary award, and it is given to any Indian writer for his or her contribution in any of 18 languages mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Okay, Dada Saheb Phalke Award. Okay, so this award is given every year for outstanding contribution in Indian cinema. Dronacharya Award is also given to the coaches. Okay, this award is given to the eminent coaches who have successfully trained international sports persons and teams. Okay, in Mahabharat, Dronacharya was the guru. Okay, you already know. Okay, for all the Kauravas and Pandavas, he was the guru. So to praise him, they have kept the name Dronacharya Award. Okay, he was a best guru, we can say. So every year's best coach will be given this award. India Science Award. This award, instituted by the Ministry of Science and Technology, is considered to be the highest and most prestigious national award for contribution in science, and is given to young researchers every year for their contribution to scientific research. Then Indira Gandhi Award for National Integration. National integration means they'll just unite everyone. So this award, instituted by the Indian National Congress in its century year, it is given to people or organizations who have worked to uphold the cause of national integration and understanding. Okay, then the next topic is about Rashtrapati Bhavan. So it is very important building in India. Okay, the Rashtrapati Bhavan is the official residence of the President of India. Okay, it was designed and construction by two architects, Edwin Lutyens and Herbert Baker. Its architecture is a combination of Mughal and Western styles. Okay, it was built across at a cost of rupees 14 million. There was 340 rooms and spread over 4 floors. It has a library, printing press, art gallery, theater, and hall of gifts. It is also a beautifully laid out garden called the Mughal Gardens within its complex. It's now houses Pranab Mukherjee, Indian president. Okay, the president. But now he is not the president. Okay. Now let us move on to the 18th chapter. Okay, international organizations. So 17th chapter will be taught in the next video. Okay, now let us move on to the 18th one. On which day was UN come formed? UN means United Nations. Okay, it was on 24th October 1945. Which of these is not among the purpose of the UN? To resolve all interstate disputes by the application of international law. This doesn't belong to UN. Okay. What is the number of permanent members of the Security Council is 5. Okay, which of these is not necessary qualification for states to become members of the UN? It is must guarantee fundamental human rights and freedom to its citizens. Okay, who appoints the non-permanent members of the Security Council? General Assembly. Okay, what is the term of non-permanent members of the Security Council? 2 years. Okay, who appoints the judge of the International Court of Justice? So the International Courts of Justice at Hague is a common court for the whole world. Okay, any country can file a complaint. Okay, the General Assembly and the Security Council. Where is the International Committee of the Red Cross headquarters? Okay, it is in Geneva. Where is the headquarters of the Economic and Social Council? It is in New York. Okay, Ban Ki-moon, the current Secretary General of the United Nations, belongs to South Korea, but now the secretary may be different. Okay, who is the current representative of US in the UN Security Council? Means Susan Rice. Okay, in which city does the UN Industrial Development Organization UNIDO have its headquarters? Means Vienna. Okay, when was the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted by the UN General Assembly? It was at the year of 1948. Which are the official working languages recognized by UN? Means it is Chinese, English, French, Russian, Spanish, and Arabic. How many judges are elected every 3 years to the International Court of Justice? Means five. Which organization did the UN replace? Means League and Nations. So let us see some information about organizations and specialized agencies of the United Nations. FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization. IFAD, International Fund for Agricultural Development. ILO, International Labour Organization. IMF, International Monetary Fund. IMO, International Maritime Organization. ITU, International Telecommunication Union. UNESCO, UN Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. It is a this I think you have heard about this word. Okay, UNIDO, UN Industrial Development Organization. UPU, Universal Postal Union. WHO. This word is actually very popular now in all over the world because this is World Health Organization. So in this pandemic period, okay, we already know about this word. Okay, WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. World Bank Group. Then WMO, World Meteorological Organization. WTO, World Tourism Organization.